Hello, I'm Jessica Shuruk. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about spirituality, personal development, and much more. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 8 ways you can raise your frequency. So everything in the world is made of atoms, and atoms are always vibrating. Nothing is ever still. So this includes any sort of physical object. Thoughts have frequencies, emotions have frequencies, plants and animals have frequencies, and us as humans also have a frequency. So there are many reasons why it's advantageous to raise your frequency. One of them being is that it increases your overall health. A healthy human body vibrates between 62 and 72 megahertz. And the human body is made of trillions of cells, all of which are vibrating. So the faster and the higher these cells are vibrating at, the better your overall health is. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, all disease is essentially a lowering of frequency. But besides raising your frequency to improve your health, it also will just improve other areas of your life too, because everything that you want is on a very high frequency of love, joy, bliss, peace, or gratitude. And the more that you can raise your frequency to come in alignment with those higher frequencies, you become a vibrational match for things on that same level. And when you are a vibrational match, you draw it in and magnetize it into your life. So it's also really good to raise your frequency when you're wanting to change an aspect of your life, or if you just want to feel happier, more loving, more joyful, more empowered and confident in your day-to-day life. Now, there are so many things that affect our overall frequency. Different things such as the music that we listen to, the TV and media that we watch, the people we surround ourselves with, the different thoughts that we have, the different emotions that we experience, the places that we live or go on vacation to, the air we breathe, the skincare and beauty care products we put on our bodies and our face and our skin, also the foods that we eat or the drinks that we consume. All of it is affecting our overall frequency. So if you want to start doing things that are going to have a positive impact on your frequency, try out these 8 different ways that I'm going to share with you in the video. So the first way is through meditation. Why meditation is so great is because it stops all thought, or at least that's the goal of it. You're trying to slow your thoughts, become the observer of them, and eventually have no thoughts. So you are going from a more anxious, stressful place, usually before a meditation, and your mind's, thinking a lot of things are on your mind, you're taking a lot of input from your outer environment. And then during meditation, you're slowing your brain waves down, you're stopping thought, and in that process, you're stopping any of the negative thoughts that you may have consciously or subconsciously, and you're slowing down any resistance. And you'll notice when you come out of a meditation, you will feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more peaceful. And this is perfect because those emotions are very high frequency. I'm going to share with you this scale of emotions because all emotions have a frequency. And if you do something that's going to elevate your emotional state, that's elevating your overall frequency. So you can see that love, peace, and joy are on the higher end of the spectrum, and other emotions such as guilt, shame, and suffering are at the very, very low end of this emotional scale. So they have a very low frequency. So meditation is super great because it gets you in that calm, peaceful, relaxed state, and it stops all of the negative thoughts that maybe are related to fear, anger, guilt, or shame, or anything like that. So my next tip is to consume organic plant foods and fresh pressed juices. So the foods we eat have a frequency, and our cells are regenerating all the time. Like our skin regenerates every 27 days, and it's taking in like the air, the sunlight, and the food we eat to rebuild itself. So foods such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, and herbs, anything that really is a plant and is alive, that's going to have more life force energy in it, and that has a higher frequency than foods that have no life energy in them, that have no frequency, which would be things like meat, because that's dead animal flesh essentially, or animal discharge such as dairy, eggs, milk, cheese, anything like that. So that's like an easy way to distinguish if something has a low frequency or a high frequency. If it's something that you're eating or consuming, just ask yourself, is this like a plant? Is this alive? Or is this something that is dead and that's cooked and has all of the life removed from it? And if you want to take it a step further, things that grow closer to the sun and absorb more sunlight are a higher frequency than something that were to grow on the ground or in the earth. So things such as raw cacao, apples, lemons, limes, coconuts, avocados, bananas, basically a lot of fruits that grow on trees, those are really good sources. Compared to things that grow on the earth, such as like potatoes, carrots, cabbage, root vegetables, and those types of things. I mean, both are still really good though, much better than if you were to eat animal products. And another way to tell something has a really high frequency is if it has a lot of chlorophyll. So dark leafy greens like spinach, spirulina, wheatgrass, matcha green tea is also great as well. And fresh pressed juices are great because you're actually getting all of that nutrients compacted into a juice. Like many fruits and vegetables have to be juiced down to make just one juice, so you're getting like more of that nutrients. So if you want to eat a very high frequency diet, going raw vegan would be one of the best ways to do that. So my next tip is to spend time in nature. Now nature has its own frequency and it's 7.8 hertz. This is also known as the Schumann resonance. Human brain waves match the Schumann resonance when we are in theta state. And theta state's a very calming, relaxing, regenerative state for humans to be in. So if we're in a more heightened, anxious, alert mental state, such as when we're in beta, if we go spend time in nature, just being in that energy starts to affect how we feel, and it can make us feel a lot more de-stressed, a lot more relaxed, a lot more calm. So when we go spend time in nature, our brainwaves start to even out with nature's frequency. So this helps us to lower our blood pressure levels, to reduce stress hormones, to reduce our nervous system arousal, and improve our immune function, as well as reducing anxiety and improving our mood. So as you can see, there are so many health benefits when you go spend time in nature. And like I mentioned before, we're trying to move away from like the survival emotions, the stressful emotions, and more into, you know, a relaxed, happy, calm, joyful state. So being in nature helps us to make that transition. So my next tip is to recite positive affirmations. So the thoughts that we think daily trigger a chemical reaction in our bodies that make us feel a certain emotion. And those emotions are then affecting our thoughts again. So if we're thinking angry thoughts, we're going to start feeling angry emotions, and those emotions make us continue thinking angry thoughts. And you can see it's on this vicious loop. So if we are consciously or even subconsciously thinking more negative thoughts, then we're going to not feel so good. We're going to feel more negative emotions as well. So to break that loop and shift it into a more positive direction, recite positive affirmations for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and those positive thoughts are going to start elevating your emotional state, which again will start to like make you think more and more positive thoughts. And once you can shift from like a more negative direction to a more positive direction, it's a lot easier to maintain that positive thinking and feeling loop and just feel really good throughout your day. And then you spend your day feeling like happy, joyful, empowered, confident versus like angry, sad, upset, and annoyed. And that's just going to really increase your overall frequency. So my next tip is to listen to binaural beats. So binaural means relating to both ears. So what binaural beats do is the music plays 2 different frequencies that go into different ears. So one could be 210 hertz and one could be 200 hertz. And then your brain, when they both go in, it kind of like merges them together, and then you get this frequency of 10 hertz. So you're actually perceiving a frequency that's not even really there. And when you introduce this new frequency to your brainwaves automatically start to sync to it. So if you start listening to binaural beats, it'll start to transition your brainwaves into delta, theta, or alpha brainwaves. So when you enter these different brainwave states, you experience deep relaxation, positive thinking, stress reduction, and increased creativity. So my next tip is to heal past traumas or emotional wounds. The past incident was emotionally distressing and you weren't able to fully process it and feel it at the time. Your body suppresses those feelings and stores it in your body's muscle and fascia until it's ready to rise up to the surface to be felt and released from your body. And these past emotional wounds or traumas, they carry the frequency of fear, of anger, of resentment, of judgment, of shame, of so many of those lower frequency emotions that I showed you in that diagram. And if that's staying trapped in your physical body, that's overall lowering your frequency. So when you start doing the work to heal those traumas or those emotional wounds, whether they are big things or small things, you actually release that low frequency energy that's within your body, and your overall frequency automatically will start to rise. Healing from our past emotional wounds is something that I actually teach in my program Embodiment, and I teach how you can first identify these past experiences by looking at your triggers, and then how to really feel and release this emotion. So if this is something that you want to learn more about because you are really determined to raise your overall frequency and create a life that you adore and that feels so good, you can check out my program at this link here for more information. So the next tip is to practice gratitude. Now, gratitude, love, and appreciation are some of the highest frequency emotions that you can feel daily. So start a gratitude practice that you do each day, whether that be journaling out things that you are currently grateful for, or maybe something in the past that you're grateful that happened to you or that you received. And even start feeling gratitude for the things that you are excited for and looking forward to that you want to call into your life. You can also speak out loud the things that you're grateful for, whether it be just alone to yourself or with a friend or a family member, or listen to a gratitude meditation. And my last tip is to surround yourself with positive, empowering, and supportive people. Now, this could be the friends that you surround yourself with, but also the people that you follow on social media or the different type of content that you consume. Just by being around someone with a positive attitude or having a very inspiring, uplifting conversation is automatically going to improve how you feel and therefore raise your frequency. Now, something that Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about is that our energy and someone else's energy, they interact with each other. So if we are producing the same or very similar frequencies, we will produce this coherent wave, and our energy will actually be amplified, and we will feel more energized, more uplifted from that interaction. But if someone has a very drastically different frequency than us, then it produces these incoherent waves, and it actually doesn't feel very good to interact with someone like that. And he refers to this as someone who has bad vibes. So it's literally because the energy they're emitting and the energy you're emitting just don't quite line up, and it just doesn't feel good. So make sure to surround yourself with people that uplift you, that are encouraging, supportive, happy, positive, all those feel-good emotions. And if you want to attract more people like that into your life, start working on becoming more of that yourself, and you'll start to attract them, and it'll feel like a more natural fit to have in your life. So as I said at the beginning of this video, there are so many benefits to raising your frequency, and one of them is that you become a vibrational match for the life that you desire. So it all starts with changing our internal state. If this is something that you want to learn more of, I teach this in my program Embodiment. I teach specifically how to reprogram our subconscious beliefs so we stop having these, negative thoughts on loop that we're not aware of, and we start thinking more high vibrational thoughts, and how to heal from past emotional wounds that are still affecting us presently, and to feel these elevated emotions of joy, bliss, love, and gratitude more often in our day-to-day lives. So if you want to sign up for the waitlist, the link is down below in the description box. And you can also download for free my 50 ways to raise your frequency checklist. I couldn't go over all 50 ways in this video, but if you do want to learn more, you can download it again for free in the description box below. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with a friend who you know these tips would benefit. All right, see you in the next video.